welcome back to another episode of NFT Artist Spotlight, hosted by AstroZero. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.
Here we are, AstroZero Twitter Spaces. We have a really good friend of ours coming here to talk about his project that's about to drop the new series. One of the leaders of the Polygon community. Really glad to have you here with us, Beluga. Thank you so much, man. I'm looking forward to talking about your new series that you have dropping. And like I said, if anybody wants to just say something, feel free to chime in. This isn't going to be like a Q&A. We all know each other pretty well here. So if you want to just come up and talk to Beluga or give him a shout out or whatever you want. But thanks for coming, man. You're the man.
Thank you so much.
So
I just woke up and started processing the rest of the collection. So yeah, I will take an hour off to do this AMA.
So how long have you been working on this second series that you're dropping right now?
I started it about 3 months ago when I got really inspired by the Burnt Toast collective or creative. I got inspired by the look, and everybody else under God's creation got inspired by the look. So I started like trying to make it work with the form factor of the whales. And it took me about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks to really nail down how I was going to do all the traits. And then I spent probably the last 2 months adding traits to the mix and trying to get the line weight to work correctly. The problem that took the longest, I think it's been about 3 months of really seriously making art for this project, and a lot of it is due to the size of the whales, not having a lot of headspace. So I have to kind of like tamper down some of my crazier ideas and make it fit. I think a typical humanoid shape adds for a PFP has a little bit more headroom than the whale, because the whale has like that bulbous top of his head. So that's been the biggest challenge, is making something interesting fit in that style. Yeah. So it's been about, I would say, oh God, I'd have to say about 300 hours, maybe more.
Yeah, I guess it would be kind of hard because, like you're saying, there's not a real lot of background space that you have there, especially for like a PFP. So you wouldn't really be able to make like a peacock hybrid or something like that.
Well, what I've done is kind of started the head pieces further lower down on the beluga's body, to where there's only like an inch that goes above the head. And so it's some of the designs really become kind of more abstract. And I kind of like that idea, because it does break the mold from the original derivatives. I've been looking at other derivatives, and although this is absolutely a derivative project, I did kind of go my own way, especially in the last 24 hours, where I opened up the community to add their own, which I'm really excited about, because it kind of breaks the mold of where I was going. I was trying to make like every single line perfect, and when I added the community aspect, you guys went nuts and did stuff that I was like, how the heck am I going to process this into this kind of very tight, calculated. I was talking to my moderator this morning, and I was saying I've been like hyper analyzing every pixel that I place, and you guys just kind of went nuts, right? And so now I'm adding this element of chaos into it, and it's actually kind of breaking my the mold a little bit, and making me relax. And maybe it's just the culmination of everything that's happened in the last 3 weeks. I mean, I was doing so well, and then COVID came, and kind of like bought me on the head with a big mallet and slowed me down. But in the same vein, it added this like glitch in the system, which I hope people that are collecting these whales appreciate, because I just kind of started doing weird stuff, and that may be where the magic ends up happening. It was starting to look a little bit too consistent, but adding these elements from the community seems to have put more spice in the mix. And yeah, there's a lot of abstract elements now that weren't in there 24 hours ago.
I'm really digging this Crypto Goons pimped out beluga that you guys have that you have on your Twitter. It's so funny, and it almost looks like, I don't know if the eyes are Ethereum symbol. Okay, so I get it now. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna ask you another question, and then we'll go to troglodytes. Now, are you the type of person that when you do a project, you kind of try to stretch it out and progressively do little by little, or are you the kind of person that kind of gives yourself a tight framework and deadline, and like just keeps piling pressure on yourself to get something finished to really get yourself in gear and move?
Well, I mean, to be 100% with you, my creative process is absolutely like a mad scientist. I'm constantly scribbling and doodling and saying what. I mean, I think the crazy thing is Amy and I have, outside of beluga whales, an amazing array of projects that we want to do, and I'm constantly. There's that meme with the like the guy and the girlfriend and the other girl, and it's that famous meme. That's me all the time, because I'm constantly saying, I want to add this trait. I want to. If I had my way, if I could stop time right now, I would probably have like 1,000 traits in the beluga doodles. If I could just stop and all of you guys would freeze for like 20 days, it would be the biggest collection you've ever seen. But that's not realistic, honestly, in this space, especially at how fast it's moving. But as far as like the way my creative process works is, I go to bed, and I wake up at 4 in the morning, and I have Procreate, and I just start scribbling like nonsense. And then I open up another document and scribble nonsense, and then I feed it all into Illustrator and Photoshop, and tweak it until it looks terrible or it looks amazing. And it usually just kind of goes one of two ways. I tweak it until it looks horrible, or I tweak it until it looks amazing, and then it goes forward. I mean, I spent like a day working on this kind of flattened duck that sits on top of the. I don't know why it was like a duck that had been hit by a truck, and all the feathers were flying, and it was going to be like an ultra rare. And then I really started thinking about, like, what in the hell are you doing? You spent a day flattening a duck that is still smiling and everything, and so it didn't make any sense. That's the creative craziness that I get into, is just, and I think that's the beauty of NFTs, right? It's like anything that you want to make, just make it, and then hopefully it works out, or I think it's the first time I've ever felt that I could create stuff that, because of the rarity of it, some poor soul would get stuck with a flattened duck, and they probably just don't want the flattened duck. But it's that's a way you kind of can justify adding some creativeness, especially in Polygon, because it's like that's I think really that's the beauty of Polygon is this we're in this exploration of ideas, and so a flattened duck may cost you $10, but it doesn't cost you $200, right? So that's that's the madness. I mean, I've added traits that I like that I hope you guys will like, but you know, somebody's gonna like the flattened duck.
That's kind of like the wiggle room that we have, though, right? Like we could do like these things, and if they suck, there's no real pressure that they have to sell, right? So like, you know, you're saying that you don't know about the flattened duck, but somebody might be like, "Yo, flattened duck, I'm getting this for only $10. Hook me up with that flattened duck," right? What's up, Troglodytes? You have a question for him?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'll take the flattened duck because that's more unique. So yeah.
Now I want a flat.
Well, now I just need to create just a whole collection of flattened ducks. I mean, you've heard it here first. That'll be my next collection.
Yeah, we just started the demand for flattened ducks here, so
Beluga, you ask babies before you do flattened ducks. If you chuck out flattened ducks before babies, I'm going to be annoyed.
Coming in
do what, Dave? I can't understand you.
I said if you throw out flattened ducks before beluga babies, I'm going to get annoyed.
Oh no.
So, this is your second collection, I guess, that you're dropping of the Beluga Bay. Do you get like when you're preparing to really drop a collection and the minting and everything's just about to start and you're putting them out for sale? Do you still get like nerves? Like you get like the butterflies in your stomach, even though you know it's probably going to do okay? Do you get nervous when that's happening, or you kind of just thank God it's done? Thank God I'm done with this. Let's move on to the next.
Well, I mean, this is my what is this? My 8th collection now. So, the biggest butterflies that I've had, I think were season 1. Founders Edition did fairly well out of the gate for how big of a following I had. And then season 1 came out of the gate pretty hot, and then it kind of like fell off, and because I'm literally one dude trying to do everything, and so this is the first. I think the biggest success I've had, the funniest thing, is that the free chili collection that I did had the biggest. Of course, it was free, right? But it had the biggest like groundswell of anything. Everybody got it really excited because they didn't know what they were going to get. With season 1, I had a kind of weird rollout in that the smart contract. This was like really, really early, and my smart contract would not deploy for some reason, so I missed the date, and the DApp didn't work, and this was really early into the whole Hashlips ecosystem, so I didn't sleep for like 3 days, and it was this thing that I don't know if you got. I've been in the creative industry to some level for about 30 years, and you guys know that one of my day jobs is I own a toy company, so the toy company prepared me for big drops. So I would release a toy, a plush toy, and some days some days it wouldn't sell that well, and some days I had like viral moments. So I kind of got tempered before NFTs with like controlling my expectations of the drop. So I've had days where I sold so many toys that I had people going out into the car, into the van or whatever, and getting boxes of toys and bringing them in as fast as I could sell them, and people lining up behind me with this huge line with just handing me credit cards. I've had that, and then I've had the turn on the sale and like only 4 toys sold. When you've got a whole warehouse full. So I've kind of managed my expectations as a creator based on that. So if the Doodle Belugas sell 100, I'm going to be stoked, and if they sell out, I'm going to be stoked. So I think the success is really based on the community that we built, and anything over and beyond that is just gravy. I mean, when I see people drop stuff, and I see people sell 100 of those, I'm like immediately excited about it, because it means they're starting. The groundswell has started. So even if you released 3,000 and you sell 100, that's 100 people that have engaged with your work. So yeah, I just try to manage my expectations as I grow. This is probably the I don't know, in the NFT space. I spend more time building community than my own project, and so it the success was really. I get really excited when you guys blow off, right? Like when I see one of one artist succeeding and selling everything they have, that means that I'm doing my job, right? That it's working, and I really take like this hive mind approach when it comes to what I'm trying to build, because I know eventually people that are sitting in my Twitter spaces are going to be bigger than me, or already bigger than me. And they're going to, like, if I've done everything correctly, they're going to be feeding back into the community and helping each other. And because of the nature of what we're doing, it seems kind of like a self-correcting community, because I have not had anybody come into our little inner circle and been somebody that I would not have wanted there, so everybody seems to kind of filter out the madness that is. I've been in situations in bigger projects. I mean, and I've worked on some pretty big Ethereum projects with some pretty big names. And before I got into Polygon, and just having to deal with people that are not like-minded, just because you're trying to keep your bottom line up, is not something that I want to do, right? I do not. You guys know me. I'm all about inclusivity and making sure that diverse voices have their space. So I just love Polygon because of that. It just seems like it attracts less money hungry folks, and I mean we all need to be money hungry, right? I mean it's what's going to make us be able to change the world. If you look at things like what Troglodyte Society is doing, and what everybody that I haven't even started really with my charities. I started with this because of my cancer 2 years ago. I started the F Cancer, and it didn't do as well. The bots all grabbed it, and that was really the impetus for me to create something that was not charity based. I'm just hoping at some time I can blow up and then use that impetus to give back to the cancer community, because literally I started something with good intentions, and I just didn't have the marketing knowledge to keep it going, to make a difference in cancer patients' lives. So my end goal is really just to feed this entire community into a big cancer charity. But I can't do that until I can sell out a collection, really. Dave, what's up?
I just wanted to sort of, this is your like 7th generative collection, and I'm going to go over this with you like in detail over the next couple of days. But like, you've explained some of the problems behind the generative process and some of the struggles you've had. Like, why do you still push forward with it rather than go down like a one-of-one route or something like that, or a smaller collection route?
Because I honestly have fallen in love with. I have this weird mindset, and I'm sure some of you guys do it. Like if I play a video game, and there is a character that can collect a lot of creatures, I'm gonna play that character. I have like this like need to like hoard cute creatures. I don't know. I've always had that. Like Diablo, I've got to have like an army um, of skeletons, or in Torchlight, I had those little whatever they were, the little imps that run behind you. I have like this mentality that needs to collect. I mean, I guess it kind of in real life, I collect these adorable like silky chickens, and I started off with 3, and now I have 15. And so, and that's like I can't have any more. But if honestly, if I have like a weird personality quirk, it's collecting cute creatures. So even now, when I'm like generating all these whales, I see some, and this is, I mean, this is kind of like a mindset that I shouldn't release to the public, but I have a real problem with deleting the whales. If I had infinite um, like drive space, I would just like store each time I generated them over, and then like pull out like the gems that it creates. I've had to like stop that because in the process, I think Creative Valve asked me the other day, how many times have I run the generated software? And I think I'm clearly at like 3,000 executions because I execute it and I look at every single trait and make sure that everything looks good. But that's a lot of whales that get created and then go into the nether. It's kind of horrifying for me as a create. I guess the answer to your question is I just love. I'm a world builder. Like if I could get paid just to build worlds and creatures and name them all and give them all little roles. That's like what I do in my toy company. Um, every toy has a backstory, and there's like 7 different planets, and so yeah, it's more about world building. And one of ones are great. I love doing one of ones, but if I really suggest if you're an artist and you haven't done a generative process, you really need to try it because there's some sort of magic after you get like 10 body types and 10 eye types and 10 hair types and 10 outfits, and then you let the computer start doing its magic. It's like it feels magical, and it's and when you start adding elements like having other people work with you, that's where the magic really comes in because it's like taking different perspectives and throwing it all into a soup. And it sometimes it's nightmare fuel. I have a couple characters that got. I have one whale called Mr. Glitch, and it's owned by a really good friend of mine. But Mr. Glitch is what happens when every single trait from season 1 gets applied to a whale, and he just looks crazy. He looks like this like werewolf, ghost in the machine kind of thing. But I just love the fact that it created this like whole nother storyline to explore. So yeah, if you're a one of one artist and you haven't dabbled in the one of ones, I mean in the generative, once you do, it's like a drug that you can't come back from. I cannot imagine ever creating one of ones anymore, which is kind of horrible to say out loud, but because I'm a painter, I like to paint. I have like giant canvases that I like to spread out and sling paint on. But the magic that is the PFP thing is really grabbed me, and it may be something that doesn't exist 5 years from now, right? But
So we're talking to Beluga Bay here. Going to be dropping a new series. When's the drop date? Is it going to be tomorrow? Do you have a specific time yet that you're dropping this?
So tomorrow I start airdropping anybody that is a holder of season 1 Beluga Bays. Excuse me. Everybody starts getting airdropped. Then they get 1 Beluga if you're a holder. One of the whales. So I'm going to start that about 24 hours from now. The collection should be. I've got about 50 more traits to close up, and then I've got to stop. I have to make myself stop. So once I do that, I have to roll the contract out and start airdropping tomorrow about this time. So tomorrow, holders of season 1 will start getting their whales, and it's going to be a situation where the people that hold season 1 get them about 24 hours before public sale. So there's going to be this. Hopefully, people start sharing which whales they excuse me, which whales they got. So yeah. The 13th will be the airdrop date, and the 14th will be public sale.
I'm over here laughing because you said you have to make yourself stop. Like, I can't stop. I'm so addicted to generating these whales, and it's just funny. But like when you're doing something that you love, and you kind of get to that point where like, what if I just what if I just generate one more just to see what it's like? I kind of get it. It does make sense to me that you kind of get a little bit obsessive with it. I've been like that with things in the past, so I totally get it. When they do go for public sale, are they going to be minted through a website? Are they going to just be available on OpenSea? How are you going about doing that?
So the way it's going to work is the blind mint will be opened up, and it will be for 5 Matic each. And I'm going to let the blind mint kick around for a little while, and then I will start minting. I'm going to mint about, I don't know, 200 to myself, and then I'm going to start listing those 200 for those people that, for whatever reason, can't get Matic. And I know there's some people that are not going to be able to figure out how to get the Matic no matter how make it. So I don't want to exclude them from the fun, but I will do that after the sale is kicked off a little bit. So, and I'm sure people will start listing some of their whales for secondary. But yeah, so traditionally, I've really been opposed to blind mint because I do weird stuff, like I make my whales kind of gender neutral, so they may have a giant beard and have a sundress, and I didn't want someone to. Not that I feel that really matters, because I've seen collections that kind of mix gender up, but I just wanted to make sure that people got the one that they felt, if they're going to pay that much money, they got the one that they wanted. But with the doodle belugas, I feel though it's the first time I'm going to step my toe into blind mint, and I hope it works out, because I've really kind of taken a different stance on the blind mint thing, because I have like feelings about it either way. I think the excitement of what am I going to get is a thing, and so I don't know. I don't know how I feel ultimately about blind mint, but the Doodle Belugas are going to have an element of blind mint, especially out of the gate.
Now, where are they going to? Where's the blind mint going to take place? Are you going to drop a link that it's going to happen on? Is it going to happen through a specific website? Where's it going to be located so people could find it?
So far, I this is kind of speaks to the madness that I am. I'm shipping that to the official crypto goons, and Dave and Aslan are gonna handle that for me. So it has not been created yet, but it will be hopefully. I should be like within about 12 hours or less. I should be done with the collection, and I have the contract up, and then I'll send that over to the goons, and then we'll just be drop. I think it's going to be similar to what goons have dropped in the last two.
Yeah, it'll be a Netfly app. Just a link to a page on a host server somewhere.
Yeah, because I was a little bit curious. I was like floating around and I couldn't find like an official Beluga Bay website. I know that you have like the your Discord is very populated, and I'm not sure if you maintain that all on your own. I see that you have some mods in there, but I was curious how you were going to go about that. Are you going to be working on a website to do this minting through in the future, or are you going to kind of stick strictly to your Discord channel and do like what Dave and the goons are doing for you for future drops?
Well, I'm definitely a person that doesn't typically use websites. So I've always kind of felt weird building a website that anyone that's younger than me probably doesn't use websites anymore. So we did have a Beluga Bay website for a while, and it wasn't interactive enough for me. I just don't really know if people use websites anymore. I mean, you guys that are younger than me, if you guys use websites, and Dave,
No, I didn't mean to put my hand up. I meant to laugh at you.
I mean, I don't know. I think it does make it official, but it also to me just seems like so 2002, right? Or like I don't know. But what I do plan to do is when I get some content that I feel is engaging enough to have a cool website, I think I'll build one. I want my website to like really blow you away, like, and so I just didn't want like the standard like, hello, I'm blah blah blah, because I would rather kind of like speak for myself than have a website, and to be honest, and, Discord is great, but it's such a time vampire, um, and it's literally like 4 people come in and 2 of them are like spammers, and then we get rid of those 2, and so my goal is to integrate probably the Polygon Alliance in the future. And although I know I'm going to have to maintain a Discord and a website, those are things that I'm really just kind of sleeping on, because I'm not 100% sure that anybody actually uses websites anymore, because the last drama that I got on Twitter related to big projects not having a website for updates. They were only updating their community through Discord, and they weren't making any updates on their website. And I kind of like got all boomery and like, you should update your website, even though 100% I would not have gone to their website and read it. So I don't know. I'm kind of punk rock in that. I really want Web3 to come along and to be where all of my websites are living in the blockchain. So if I decide to move to a different host, that my content travels with me. So I really just want my website entries to be NFTs. So you just like look at the NFT to get the information. So I think I'm just like kind of dragging my feet and figuring out what the next step to Web3 content management is. I've been really hyped on distributed web content, which I don't know if you guys have used Hive or any of that stuff, where your content travels with your wallet. So a web page would actually just be an entry in your wallet, and I just think that's super cool and the future. And I'm kind of like over putting something on a website and then having to migrate that later. I don't know. It's just me being weird.
It's all right. It's okay to be weird. Some of the most creative people in the world are weird. So we're talking with Beluga Bay here. He's going to have his airdrops are going to start tomorrow for his upcoming series, and public sale is going to start on the 14th. If you guys have questions, I see Coin Laundry does. We'll bring him up next. Feel free to raise your hand. Get up in the speaker box. Let's talk to one of the leaders of our community and share some words of encouragement, and just ask some questions, and we'll keep this space moving along. So, Coin Laundry, what's up, man?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Beluga. Congratulations. Super excited for Monday and tomorrow, to be honest. And hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I just had a quick question about shilling, I guess. I've kind of made it a point for myself to... I know everybody knows that I spend a lot of time in those type of spaces, so I'm going to spend this weekend only shilling Beluga Bay, and I know there's plenty of people down in the listener box right now that are doing the same thing. I've heard it the last couple days. I was wondering, Beluga, if you have like a shill template that you like to follow, or if we can just ad-lib it.
Well, I first of all thank you so much for like dedicating your weekend to shill for me. As you guys know, I'm probably the worst shiller in the game, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because I'm constantly working on other things and I haven't really figured out how to shill my own work, or I just hope that it makes sense to just build the community around what I'm doing and hope that it works out, and that seems to be working for me. But no, I think if you could just let people know that in whatever creative way, at Coin, you've built such a brand around what you do that I think you're probably better positioned to shill my own work. So, but I do absolutely appreciate. I'm going to be reaching out to. I'm going to be calling in all my favors in the next 24 hours. So have to visit a lot of Discords and spread the word. I think pretty much everybody knows I'm doing a drop, but some of the big players out there that we haven't heard from in a while, I need to kind of knock on their door and say, hey, by the way, I've shilled you like 300 times in the last 80 days. I'm calling some favors. But no, I really appreciate that. But no, just let people know. And I'm going to be
Beluga here, and I'm going to give people a list. So they're dropping on Monday for 5matic on their own DApp. Beluga, is it your 7th generative set?
I would less. I would talk less about how many sets I have than because I literally have, I don't know how many, like 7, 8 now. But yeah, I wouldn't focus too much on how many.
Okay, hashtag Doodalooga. Everyone needs to do that with a capital U. DOODLUGA, I think. I've done it a few times. It's in the pinned post at the top, the second one back. 5matic dropping on Monday around 2 EST. There'll be spaces, there'll be a reveal on Polygon Social. Beluga runs a spaces that's had over 900 projects go through it in less than 3 months. Over 350 signed up to a spreadsheet. Been a key co-founder of Polygon Alliance, which is about 6 weeks old with 600 members in it and 90 projects. This is a guy that's changing community by the day. You want to be supporting this drop for 5mag. Something along those lines would be perfect.
And my last sub question, Beluga, thank you, Dave, for that, is does Charlie have your blessing to use the phrase cute shit?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bots, what's up, man?
Hey, I just had a question for Beluga. As you know, as a guy that does one of ones, when I approach that, it's just like, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this? Did you find, like, in the middle of building this massive thing, that you ran out of kind of the creativity? Did it dry up, or was it just like you were spun all the time? Because I'd love to just get your feel on that.
So I started off as a one-of-one artist. If you do some digging, my original name and the company that I run is called Interplanetary Pet Shop, and the Beluga spawned out of Interplanetary Pet Shop, and Interplanetary Pet Shop was this kind of crazy mad scientist that collected these galactic pets. And the Belugas kind of like spawned out of that. But I'll tell you what happened during due to Beluga that absolutely will clarify that question for you. Is I had a list of like 500 traits, and I was like hauling through them. They were all looking amazing, and then I got COVID, and the brain fog started to set in. I started to doubt whether I could get everything done in the time. And so I started doing like things that were going away from the vision of Doodaloogas, right? Originally, it was supposed to be a hat tip to about 5 or 6 of my favorite projects. Clearly, Crazy Bears was in there, Cool Cats was in there, Doodaloogas, the Doodles were in there, and then 2 or 3 projects that I love that are not quite as popular, but I still love. So I was trying to really do hat tips to all of them. And then I just hit a brick wall of exhaustion from COVID. And so I literally would go to my computer and sit, and like all of my ideas, even though I had a list of things I needed to do, I would draw the line and it would look like, I don't know, it just wasn't like fitting. So it wasn't really that I ran out of ideas. I just had this, like, I don't know how to do for a solid week. I did not even know how to make things look volumetric, and so I was like, what is wrong with me? And it just had to be COVID brain fog, because as it started clearing up, my Illustrator skills came back, but I think the thing that I do to help me along is I have this weird book. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I have this Japanese book that I can't even pronounce, but it has these base characters, and then it has the system that you use to like trick your brain into creating stuff that you wouldn't create otherwise. So I took that system and built like spreadsheets that say like, oh, okay, make an antler, put a bird in the antler, put a dress on it, da 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 da. So from that book, I kind of derived the system of kind of prompts that help me along. So I'm never now in a position. Now, what does happen is it will give me a prompt that I'm like, hell no, I'm not. That's like a whole day of drawing, and so then I'll just take an element out of that. So I've been doing that for about 10 years of using that system of like coming up with, because I mean, literally in the 30 years that I've been doing this, I've probably created over 1,000 creatures that are in the interplanetary ecosystem. So, yeah, that's how I do it. I just have like this system for falling back on when I'm having those days. But I mean, my art style is pretty basic. So, it's basically dot eyes and cute shapes. And so it's pretty easy for me to quickly iterate on that. And I have this cool process that at some point I'm going to make a video of when I was a creature designer in VR. I have this iterative process that there's a guy on YouTube that taught it to me, and then I kind of made it my own, where I kind of build this skeleton of a creature, and then I start adding things, and then I make a copy of that creature, and then I take things off and add things. It's kind of like Mr. Potato Head on crack. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Mr. Potato Head on crack. That's what I do. If you could think of, I mean, I guess like all NFTs are kind of Mr. Potato Head on crack. Really? I mean, but thanks for your question. Yeah, hope that cleared it up a little bit.
Ahoy, Sleepy Pirate. Do you have a question or a comment for Beluga?
Ahoy, me hearties. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited about the drop and might do Beluga because I have 2 Belugas. I would have 10, but I'm a coinless pirate. About coins question, I want to say I don't know how to shield the whole project, but I know how to start. I learned it from Jay. Hey, what do you say? Let's go and play in Beluga Bay. Beyond all of the utilities on his project, he's an inspirational person because, you know, he's the reason that I started creating voxels. And the only collection I sold out is a voxel model collection. And I want to thank Beluga again for giving us this opportunity to join this huge Polygon community. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. I just knew. I just knew with your creativity, just giving you a little nudge in the right direction would be infinitely beneficial to all of us. So I'm glad I kind of did that, and I really appreciate you saying that. I kind of feel sad at times because I don't get to spend as much time doing collabs as I used to do, but hopefully I'll slow down at some point and I can get back on that grind.
Yeah, Layla, you have a question for Beluga or a comment?
Yeah, well, a couple. Thank you. A couple of my questions were answered already. The first one was, how do I buy? So I guess I have to wait until Monday because I wasn't part of the initial drops. So I guess, is it 2 p.m. on Monday? Is that where it's going to be? And it's not on OpenSea. So I guess I'll just listen to Dave and figure that one out. Unless you want to answer it now, because I have a couple of other questions.
Yeah, so it's on Monday at 2 p.m. The public sale opens up, and then we're gonna have our regular Twitter Spaces for the first hour, and then I'm gonna switch up the spaces to supporting at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna switch up the spaces to supporting the drop. So it will be on a website, and it will require Matic. So if you don't have Matic, you need to get a little bit of.
No, I do.
Okay. And then we'll be dropping the website. Then if you if you hold a Beluga Bay season 1, which they're available on OpenSea, then you get your first Doodle Beluga for free. So that airdrops 24 hours earlier.
Got it. And then I was intrigued by your story that you were a one-of-one artist, because as all of the Owls and the Polygon Showcase people know by now, I am a one-of-one artist, and I am absolutely intrigued, and if I'm not that technically inclined, but I would love to know more about the generative art and process. So maybe after this drop, I would really welcome your thoughts, if it's not too difficult. It sounds like you've been doing this for decades. So that was my second question. And I also wanted to say thank you. I see owls down here because you said you're not very good at shilling. So I was not either. And owls, you don't even know this. So we had this practice space with owls and Mega. And Mega had this like buzzer that all of us, we were allowed to shill in their space for just like a minute. And he would like go bang on that buzzer. And well, I had a drop yesterday of, it was just 8 paintings. It was my journey into the metaverse on crypto.com. And in a space, I quote unquote shilled. It was a 1 minute. It was a Crow Tank, Shark Tank type thing. And I sold 1 piece and I have an offer on a second. So Owls, thank you. Thank you for teaching us how to shill. I see you down there. I just had to mention that. And then the last thing is for you on the women. Did you say you're going to have any lady traits or women Beluga Bay whales? I'd love to see that possibly down the road, or collab or whatever, but it's just a thought. I just wanted to mention that. And that's it.
So I have what I don't really gender my whales, but I do have what people would consider gender specific traits on the whales. And my main focus for 2.5 years, I've been building in VR with diversity groups. And so my primary focus in everything that I've been creating has been centering diverse voices. Specifically, not because I am a lumberjack sounding white male. I find that I need to really push diverse voices forward in the spaces. So I'm always trying to do a diversity offset to this huge amount of space that I take up as a like masculine sounding dude in the space. So yeah, everything that I do is trying to offset my privilege. So, and that's a strong word to say, but I am, in a position where I can walk out of my home and not feel, even though like I'm as gay as a $3 bill, nobody knows that because I have like this presence of having the ability to just kind of blend in. So part of me as a community leader is to establish myself as somebody that does give a lift up to what I consider diverse voices, whether that be non-white males. Not that I love everybody, but I do my spaces center around trying to make a difference in that regard, because I still go into spaces that other people, not anyone in Polygon, um, but I go into spaces that are not Polygon specific, and I just cringe at how little people are focusing on giving fairness to creators. So it's I really do. I'm spending too much time on that question, but yes, I think if you see the when you see the doodle lugas, they're not specifically gendered, but there's enough hat tips towards femininity that I think everybody should be happy. And I didn't actually want to create something that was generically gendered this time, because like before I did sundresses, and then I just kind of felt a little weird because like clothing isn't really gender anyway. I've really just tried to kind of put love into the project and hope that people can apply their whatever gender they want to their whale. So yeah. So let me go to the one of one. I do believe that ultimately to do a generative process, you have to be a one of one artist to begin with, right? I mean, so every to me, it's like one of one artists basically have to do at least 100 of one arts to make a generative process. So a generative artist is just a expansion of what a one of one artist can do. Everybody that is a one of one artist is already a generative artist. It's the same set of skills. It's just a different way of thinking about it, because you basically have to draw every single thing as a one of one to add it to it. I actually think one of one artists have a leg up once they get started in the generative. Once you start thinking as a generative artist, because it's basically what one of one artists that are digital do, anyways. The traditional artists that are doing one of one paintings, it's a lot different. But I have like a different strategy for this type of artist. I think that there is some merit to, and what I would love to see happen is traditional artists that are painting on canvas paint and then get a snapshot of that painting and adding that as a trait. And I know we have some people in Polygon that are doing that. And I just think there's a whole when the one of one painters start figuring out how to paint a little piece of their art and then digitally scan it, turn it into a trait, and then apply that, it's going to be life changing for this type of artist. Does that? I know you had another question.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that was my main question, and I appreciate you going into it. I mean, that piqued my interest, so I'm all over that. I mean, I want to jump on that like right away, and that's why I said, how do I, push this conversation down the road, because I would love to learn. I've been painting, and I've been exhibiting my work in New York and in international galleries, so I do have a traditional fine art background. My day job is, I work in finance, so maybe I have a mathematical mind, but I don't do digital art. I haven't yet. So I've just literally been doing and I have a website, which is what you talked about earlier. I sent you a DM, and I have actually sold paintings off of that website. So for me, the website has worked. I don't manage it. I didn't create it. I just pay a company that supports like thousands of other artists, and So that has worked well for me, but obviously I realize I'm now in Web3 and with all these ideas, looking for a way to move this forward, move my art forward, my practice. But it's just, I am not that familiar with the whole digital realm. I mean, I invest in digital companies. I've been buying, stocks and so on, but in terms of my physically doing it, I just have an iPad and Procreate, that and the pencil, but so anyway, like I said, I would welcome any kind of guidance, after the fact on this. I know you're really busy, but this has been super helpful.
Hey,
So,
Layla,
hi.
we're doing an hour on how to build a generative art project tomorrow in the spaces 2 till 4. It's
Wow.
pinned in the banner as one of the events. And Beluga's going to talk everyone through how to build a generative project from scratch.
Great.
And we're going to ask them a load of questions, and then there'll be a
Super.
one-pager document as well at the end of it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you there tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Beluga. Thanks, Dave.
All right, guys. So we're getting close to the top of the hour. We're going to do a few more questions, and then I have something I have to do, so I'm going to have to wrap things up in about 10 or 15 minutes. So we'll go to Nate. We're talking to Beluga Bay here. He is about to release his next series. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be for 5matic. We're gonna start the airdrops tomorrow, and then we're gonna have a minting dab for you guys on the 14th. So make sure you pick up your cute little whales. Nate, you have any questions for Beluga?
Hey man, it's been a while. I just wanted to come up and say hey to Beluga, mostly because it's amazing that he has this spot to finally get into a more of his project and his viewpoints and stuff. Because I know he's always kind of had a bit of a harder time shilling or not wanting to put the spotlight on himself. And I just think it's awesome that he gets that opportunity, because your project has always been so cool to me. And I love hearing you talk, man. Just like when you talk about your mad scientist stuff, and the way that your creative process goes, I'm just sitting back here nodding my head, because I'm on the same boat. Man, it's wild being a creator, and you're a wild creator, my friend. And it's really cool to see how much you've grown in the last little while, just effortlessly, because of how much you put into the community, and just how endlessly creative you can be in all your ideas that you come up with, that you manage to stay on top of, and then through it all, you just power through it. I think that's just amazing. I just want to come up and just give you kudos, man. I don't have a lot of questions today, but this segment's been a lot of fun to listen to. I'm just working in the background, thinking to myself, man, I could listen to no wonder the guy hosts a show every single day. I could listen to this guy talk for hours. And I definitely got to come to your spaces more. Things have just been so busy now that we're all evolving. It's hard to get back in, but I absolutely love your spaces, man, and I promote them anytime I can. And I think about it, and you guys are doing so awesome. So have a great rest of your Saturday, and thanks for letting me come up and give a little praise to Beluga today, Dave. Thanks.
This wasn't even a scheduled space that we had. Usually I schedule out the AMAs about a month out, and jumped into space. Beluga was talking about his project for the first time I've ever heard him talk about his own project, which is remarkable in that. I mean, he really gives back to so many other people, and he's the most selfless person I've ever met in Twitter Spaces. Never worries about himself, always puts the community ahead of himself. And I just told him, you're coming on a space Saturday before you mint. You're going to start talking about yourself because you deserve it. So this was really an impromptu space. It wasn't even something that I had on the agenda, but I definitely cleared some time on my Saturday to make sure that he comes on here and he gets to say about his own project. We're going to go to Abrodeep, I believe you pronounce your name, and then we're going to go to Troglodytes, and then maybe one or two more, and then we're going to give our final shout outs, and we're going to wrap this up. So Abrodeep.
Thank you, Lennon. I also just wanted to say that Beluga doesn't need to chill. We will chill for him. So he wherever I go, I speak of Beluga very highly, because he's a sort of a leader in the community and helps us all. So whenever he requests, we will definitely do it for him. And he is a genuine leader, because I have never seen such a great community. I every day coming to your people, it's like my mandatory thing. and I really cherish it. I'm proud of the Polygon community. And if Beluga, you need to do any retweets, or my DMs are always open. You can do. I will retweet the heck out of it, so you don't worry at all. And I'm really thankful that you people have accepted me and encouraged me in a great way. So again, Beluga, to congratulations to all, and whatever you're doing for the community is really beyond my words. It is really exceptional. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't think you realize how much of an impact you've made on so many people's lives in this community, Beluga, and like really help people along. And not even like selling their pieces, but the confidence you've given some people to just get up there and talk. That right there is a huge thing in itself. Troglodytes, you're up, buddy.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask, how many mints can you do? Like, because in the minting thing, how many are you doing at a time?
You can mint 5,000 if you want.
Yeah, no, just making sure to get some extra matic. Just getting more now. But no, I just wanted to say, like,
I think we're gonna. I don't know that we're gonna cap it. But yeah, you should be able to get as many as you need to.
no, perfect. No, also, I just wanted to say, yeah, just to echo what everyone's saying, how amazing you are, you, Dave, what you guys are doing. I think Dave saw some of it today, because I'm always running into Dave, how brilliant you guys are. But I think he just saw some of it today, being in that event. But yeah, what you guys are doing is so amazing, and it's beyond NFT. Yeah, I just wanted to just show my appreciation and thank you so much. I can't wait for your mint.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna buy all 5,000 and make this the most rare NFT collection of all time. So if anybody wants to buy a Beluga Series 2, it's gonna be 5,000 Matic per. I will buy every single one of them. I'm gonna snipe out your whole collection.
That would be amazing. A little bit rude for the rest of the world, but amazing.
All right, so if anybody else has any last couple of words they want to say, I'll bring you up here. If not, we'll get ready to wrap up. I just want to rehash about what's going on. Beluga Bay is going to start airdropping his new collection starting tomorrow to Series 1 holders, and then we're going to have a minting dApp set up in about 12 hours, and that will go live on Monday for Valentine's Day. So this is a great collection, great artist, and more importantly, a great person for the community. So just show as much support as you possibly can. You know, the cost is 5 Matic. I mean, really, if you look at crypto right now, what is that? $8, somewhere around there. I mean, you know, it's not breaking the bank. You're not paying crazy gas fees. So pick up 5, pick up 10. You know, I buy stupider shit than this, like every day of the week. Like I spend so much money on dumb things when I go out. Like you could spend $8 on a meal at McDonald's and not think of it, right? Get a piece of art. So we're going to bring up, I got 3 more people. We're going to bring you guys up to the queue. You guys could talk to Beluga, and then we're going to wrap the space up. So let me see, who do I have up here? All right, we'll go Creative Owls first.
You've been in mad scientist mode for the last couple of weeks, so I'm really excited for your release. You know, just let you know you have my full support and the whole community support. And yeah, man, I'm super pumped for what you're coming up with. I know you've been literally staying up late at night, so super excited to see what you've done. And thank you so much again from everybody in the community for pouring back in. I'm excited to see everybody pour back into you coming Monday. So I'm definitely going to be sniping my ass off, getting as many as I can. So
Thank you so much. And especially when this COVID goes away, I'm going to have to work on my shill. And I know you're the man to finesse me into greatness. But I also think it's important that I am the sloppiest person in my spaces because it makes makes it very relatable. And if I can do it, you guys can all do it, right?
All right, so Hume, you're up, Hume.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you, Beluga, for everything you do. Honestly, I almost feel like you are the Polygon NFT community's drag mother. Like, everybody looks up to you. You're amazing at this. Like, the only reason I'm even speaking right now is because of you. Like, I don't speak very well in front of people. I am not that kind of person. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be creative and having my artistic skills in your collection. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome to the House of Beluga.
All right, so we got Dork, and then we're going to go Amy, and then we're going to close this sucker out. Just a couple announcements as well before we leave. Go ahead, Dork.
Hey, I just you said Interplanetary Pet Shop before, and I felt like Ben Kenobi in the first Star Wars. Like, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. But that when we met, Dork Love Sports met Interplanetary Pet Shop, and that was a long time ago. But you've been the same person the whole time. You're a great leader. I'm very proud of you, and I can't wait to see my belugas. I'm really excited for the drop, and I'll do everything I can to support it.
Thank you so much, Dork. John, you've been probably the biggest supporter that I've had in the space. I don't know that I would have what I have now if it wasn't for your inspiration. So thank you so much.
And Amy, you're going to take us out. Well, maybe Sleepy Pirate will take us out on guitar, but Amy, go ahead. Let's hear what you have.
Hi, hi Beluga. Congrats on your Belugas finishing finally. It's a lot of work, and I know what it's like because I've done like dress up games before, and they're just like the NFTs, like layering and tons of stuff. So congrats on that. I just wanted to say, oh sorry, I'm getting emotional. It was such a. I'm sorry, I never thought I would be so emotional. I'm such a nervous and shy person, and I never thought I would be where I am today. But thanks to Beluga, I'm able to break that barrier of my fears, and now I'm co-hosting with him and working on a project together, and hopefully more in the future. And he was my first collector of my collection cheese right now that I'm really focused on. And he really believed in my art, and I really appreciate that. And he's so inclusive, and so he just has such a big heart, and I just wanted to thank you so much, Beluga.
Thank you. That makes me feel. Hold on, I got to mute for a second.
Man, how am I supposed to top that one, Amy? But yeah, like, it does get emotional because we all spend so much time together, and we really do care about each other. And this guy has the biggest heart in the entire community. Him and Dave, it is like a special connection that they've developed for this community. And what better of a person to celebrate today than Mr. Beluga Bay? Hopefully, I bought you enough time, Beluga.
Thank you, Amy. That was very sweet. I'm just, as somebody who struggles with being shy, this was it's been the hardest thing for me to break out of my shell at times. You guys know that it's a very difficult, when you're a creator, it's a very difficult thing to market your work and have a voice when sometimes you feel like you don't have one. So I'm so happy for you, Amy, and I do believe in your work, and everybody in this community, I believe in you. So thank you so much, Elon, for having me today. I I can't tell you what this community has done for me. And I don't say it enough because I'm constantly rushed. But I do love all of you guys, and really, really thank you for being here today. So thank you.
This is great. I mean, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and showing support for the one guy who's always been there for everybody. Beluga and Dave, they have a show Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And just do a whole bunch of great stuff for the community. We got Beluga's airdrop coming tomorrow for people that hold Series 1. You'll be getting airdropped your Belugas tomorrow, and then the minting will go live. I guess the website will be put on your Twitter and your Discord, I'm assuming, Beluga?
Absolutely. Not my website, because I don't have one.
Did I say website? I meant Twitter. Twitter and oh yeah, whatever. We're gonna have a website where you guys could go and mint these damn Belugas. They're gonna be 5 Matic a piece. Go out there, support the community leader, like he supported you guys through and through. Also, tomorrow we have an AMA with Cynthia. She'll be here talking about her project. I want to announce that there's a couple projects that are doing their drops in the next couple days. Slime Buddies will be doing his drop soon. Pika will be doing his drop soon. We also have Misfit Riders will be doing their drop, I believe, on the 14th. So a lot of stuff, and I don't know if we'd all be here if it wasn't for Dave and Beluga. So I just want to thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. If you guys ever need anything, you could always reach out to me. I always got your back too. So I want to thank you, thank the community, thank you for everybody coming out and spending some time with us on a Saturday afternoon. Really do appreciate it. Beluga, I wish you the best of luck. Let's mint some of those goddamn whales, baby.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Just before you close out, Dave, guys, give Beluga the support that you gave me last weekend. For the love of God, he deserves it. And Amy, thank you for making me cry for the second time today. I appreciate you. You are awesome. Yeah, don't ever not believe in yourself, because you do immense things daily, Amy. Not just in your artwork, but for the whole community. So yeah, keep pushing and keep believing. And Beluga, my drive is to add the front end for you people. That's where my skill set is, right? That's what I've been pushing for since the day I met you. So I'm going to keep driving that for the whole community, and so that we can do things like we're doing this weekend to host events and highlight Beluga's drop. 5 Matic, Monday. That's it. Go and get some.
Hey, Elon. I heard everyone switching their icon for Beluga Space to the new Belugas from 2 to 4. Is that true?
That's Amy's idea. That's what Amy does for this community. That's her drive.
Oh, awesome. I'm excited to do it.
All right, guys. Well, thank everybody. Oh, Amy, were you saying something?
No, I said let's do it.
Let's do that. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming out. Make sure that you mint some Belugas this upcoming Monday. Thank you to everybody. Dave for co-hosting, Wyatt for co-hosting, Beluga for being a guest, all you pretty lovely people in the audience there. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, another one of our Polygon artists is going to be here, so if you guys could make it out there, come support Cynthia. She deserves it as well. So thank you to everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right, love you guys.